Welcome to another explainer. Today, we're taking a really fascinating journey straight through the central nervous system of a wholesale distribution company. We're going to meet Meridian Hardware and Supplies, and we're going to see exactly how they manage an incredibly complex web of moving parts using an all-in-one ERP system called Biznsbook. If you're someone who loves seeing structured systems create order out of total chaos, you are definitely in the right place. So let's kick things off with a deceptively simple question. How does a hardware tool actually get from a massive factory floor all the way into your local contractor's toolbox? Behind the scenes, the physical and financial journey of that single tool is just a massive labyrinth of supply chain logistics, inventory tracking, and accounting. And that is exactly where Meridian Hardware sits. They are right in the vital middle of the supply chain as a regional distributor. They buy power tools, safety gear, electrical goods from major manufacturers, think companies like DeWalt or Grainger, and they store them. Then they turn around and sell them to customers like BuildPro contractors or Homestyle Hardware. They are literally the crucial bridge connecting global manufacturing to local trades. Now, to manage this immense complexity without losing their minds, Meridian relies on Biznsbook. This is the ERP platform that connects everything, and I mean everything. It makes sure that the exact moment a box is moved on the warehouse floor, the balance sheet in the finance department is instantly updated. It gives them one single shared source of truth with absolutely zero double entry. Our roadmap today covers the whole chronological life cycle of a product. We'll meet Meridian Hardware, then dive into buying and receiving stock, organizing the warehouses, selling to trade and retail, and finally managing the money. All right, section 1. Let's actually meet Meridian Hardware and see what a classic wholesale distributor looks like. Meridian runs your classic wholesale operation. Buy, stock, move, sell, collect, and pay. But they're doing this across a main warehouse, a separate northern branch, and a walk-in retail counter. Every single day, they are juggling thousands of moving parts, multiple locations, and two entirely different types of customers. It's a lot to keep track of. Moving right along to section 2, buying and receiving stock. Let's look at that crucial first step at the loading dock. The purchasing workflow starts simply enough by drafting a purchase order, which then goes through a multi-stage approval process. But the really key takeaway here is how an approved PO just waits. It sits in the system until the goods physically arrive at the dock and a goods received note, or GRN, is posted. The system knows the difference between just ordering a product and actually having it sitting there in your hands. And because of that tracking, Meridian can use a Supplier Scorecard pulled directly from their inventory dashboard. This tracks on-time delivery, GRN quantity variances, and return-to-vendor rates. This means the purchasing team isn't just guessing anymore. They are making smart requisition decisions based on hard, historical data tied directly to those incoming shipments. Of course, when the trucks arrive, things can get pretty messy, but Biznsbook handles that chaos natively. If there's a short shipment or damaged goods, a dock worker just logs the variance. They can use fast receive sessions for quick processing or return damaged tools directly to the supplier. And here is why this is a real game changer. As that dock worker scans a damaged shipment, the system is instantly updating the stock ledger and the accounts payable obligation journals. There is no double entry required at all. Okay, section 3, organizing the warehouses. Once the goods are received, how does Meridian keep their distribution center optimized? Well, let's talk about costing in a dynamic warehouse, because it's fascinating. While Meridian uses weighted average costing for most of their items, their high-value hero power tools use strict FIFO, first in, first out, cost layers. As receipt costs inevitably rise week over week, Biznsbook automatically builds these layers, which adjust the inventory valuation perfectly in real time. And for their absolute highest value items, like a laser meter, they use end-to-end serial tracking. The system tracks the exact sellable serial number from the moment it hits the dock on day 1 to the specific sales invoice on day 14, all the way to day 45 when a customer calls in and the team does a quick warranty lookup in the serials module. It is seriously that seamless. But it's not just about what you have, it's about knowing where it is. Meridian manages bins and location capacities in their main DC. If they're moving stock to the northern branch, the system tracks it as in transit, so it isn't accidentally sold twice. Warehouse teams can adjust quantities for lost goods during cycle checks, while automated replenishment dashboards are constantly flagging low stock items and dead stock, so nothing just sits around gathering dust. Which brings us to section 4, selling to trade and retail. Let's look at how Meridian actually gets these tools out the door.
Meridian deals with two totally different beasts here. On one side, you have trade sales for contractors. These are large volume, slower, heavily approved workflows that ship via delivery notes and are invoiced to accounts with strict credit limits. On the other side, you have the walk-in retail counter. This is all about lightning-fast barcode scans at a point-of-sale terminal with instant payment and a quick till close at the end of the day. And the system handles both extremes flawlessly.
One of my absolute favorite features at that retail counter is kitting. When a walk-in customer buys a bundle, let's say the starter kit, selling that single barcode automatically and instantly reduces the inventory of every individual component inside it. No complex manufacturing work order is required, and management can track it all via a simple kit sales report. Talk about efficient, right? Finally, Section 5, Managing the Money and Financial Reconciliation. Let's pull it all together. Let's say you've got an overdue customer invoice sitting right around $4,500. In a disconnected system, a customer making a partial payment on that is a total nightmare to track. But here, when that partial payment is received, it immediately reduces this outstanding balance on the ledger. The finance team can see exactly what is owed and by whom, in real time. And it goes both ways, too. Finance teams use the system to keep the books squeaky clean, continuously tying cash flows, checks, and credit notes to specific historical transactions. If a contractor returns a tool, it's easily settled as a credit note. If Meridian makes a partial payment to DeWalt, it's cleanly applied to that specific overdue supplier bill. All of this day-to-day transaction data feeds straight into their compliance workflows. It progresses from drafting a tax filing period to final review to officially filing it. This locks in the financial truth for that period, running seamlessly alongside their bank reconciliations on the operating account. Everything is fully auditable and governed. So, to wrap it all up, buy, stock, move, sell, collect, and pay, all without double entry. Because there is such a dense, automated trading history inside Biznsbook, Meridian's inventory valuation, their profit and loss statements, their dead stock analysis, and their demand forecasts are populated entirely automatically. The business basically updates its own score as it plays the game. Which leaves us with this final thought to ponder. If every single physical movement in your warehouse instantly updated your financials, how much time, money, and headache could your distribution business save? When the middle of the supply chain operates without disconnected silos, the results are simply transformative. Thanks for joining me on this explainer, and keep looking for the systems that make things simple.